Okay, my true sky baddies, we are officially in the shadow period of the upcoming Mercury Retrograde, and if you are at all in contact with the spiritual talk and the Western tropical astrology sensationalism that goes on social media, you've probably heard people warning you in the next 3 weeks of chaos, but remember, there's nothing to fear. Everything is you, okay? These periods of retrograde are an important aspect of creation. There's just as much reversal and destruction energy in the universe as creation, but it's not even destruction when Mercury goes into retrograde. It's literally just a period of contemplation or inverting the way that you naturally operate as far as how you transmit and communicate, okay? So as we can see in the visible sky right now, and P.S., this is true sidereal astrology. If you are familiar with Western astrology, that shit has nothing to do with the stars. It's a symbolic social construct based on a static sky designed intentionally incomplete in order to limit humanity and prevent us from self-actualizing using the stars. Okay, so we look at not only the 23-degree shift due to the ecliptic moving, but also the uneven sizes of the zodiac because the constellations are all different sizes, and we include our friend Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. Okay, so if you're brand new, check out my feed. I've got a ton of content on this. If you're a real one and you're familiar with what I'm talking about, let's get into it. Okay, so in real time, as I'm recording this on November 8th, Mercury is currently at 5 degrees Scorpio, and it's gonna start its retrograde overnight tomorrow. So let's do a little animation to progress or regress this to track the path of Mercury back through Scorpio and into Libra again. So November 12th, we're gonna have Mercury conjunct Mars. It's really giving words as weapons or tools of liberation. This transit brings raw honesty, passionate expression, and a potential for some verbal flare-ups, okay? So take it easy if you're a spaz like me or you're Mars dominant. Aries, Mars, and Mercury, I feel that shit in my freaking bones, okay? So there's a potential for impulsivity and turbulence, but also the plus side of that is breakthrough dialogue. If you can speak from embodiment instead of defense, and the key to that, folks, is one, calm your body down and turn your attention inwards, okay? There's nothing to fight. You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be on the defense, okay? So that's gonna be on November 12th and a little bit around that. And then on the 20th, we're going to have a Cazimi, which is really just a fancy word for when the sun is conjunct anything. So an illumination of the themes of Mercury and the sun in Libra, pretty close to Lilith there as well, Black Moon Lilith, the repressed feminine rage. So we're going to have that element at play here as well. Also directly opposing Uranus and Taurus that day, so some shocking sudden shifts are possible. This Cazimi moment in particular is going to bring clarity, downloads, or a sudden realization of what all the noise and static may be trying to teach you, but it's not going to come from outside of you. Remember, Mercury is going to be in retrograde. This is an internal experience. If you're not calming your body down and turning your attention inwards, it is likely you are going to miss this shit and take it as a threat coming from outside of you, reinforcing the external locus of control or the drama triangle where you're serving as the rescuer, the persecutor, or the frickin' victim, okay? So be mindful of how your body is feeling and where your attention is, in particular on November 20th. The very next day, on the 21st, we will have the conjunction of Mercury and Lilith at 13 degrees Libra. What a curious number for the conjunction of Mercury in retrograde and Lilith, the repressed feminine rage. This is shadow communication at its finest, exposing the truths that you may have swallowed or bit your tongue to keep the peace. So the potential here for some radical honesty for sure, but grace is necessary. Again, this throat chakra liberation only lands from a place of embodiment and mutual respect for all players involved in the game, because ultimately it's a big game. Remember, there's no enemies. It's all you playing out a freaking game. Finally, on November 24th, we'll have Mercury passing over Venus in Libra, where it's exalted, super comfortable as Venus rules Libra. So this will bring energy of review as far as how you express your affection, what you find beautiful, what you value, how you communicate your needs in relationship, and also a certain softness after the shadow purge. This connection that honors your truth, your true value, and that, let me tell you, that comes from inside. It's an inside job. And then Mercury is going to continue its regression back through Libra until November 30th, where it'll start going forward again. So ultimately, the question here becomes, how do I say what is true and stay connected to my Dharma? How do I honor my voice and the harmony I desire? You can have both, okay? You don't need to put your needs aside in order to keep the peace. And in fact, when you honor yourself and your needs from a place of heart-centered embodiment and peace, you can have the same thing reflected in your internal, external world. You don't have to sacrifice your needs for external peace. The key is learning that it comes from inside. So yeah, don't let the pop astrologers sensationalize these periods, because that induces fear, which brings contraction and reinforces the external locus of control in the drama triangle, okay? You're basically screwing yourself by engaging in that sort of sensationalism when it comes to these sorts of events. Mercury retrograde in particular is not a threat or a punishment. It is a period of refinement, an invitation to pause, reflect, and edit your story with more accuracy and compassion. So during this period of time, just take a beat, calm your body down, make sure that you're not acting impulsively, but remember that fire, if you take a beat and you're still feeling it, it means that is meant to be communicated, okay? So take a minute, make some space, feel before you reply, but then let that shit fly if it needs to, because you are resurfacing and reframing your future, not entangling yourself with the patterns of the past. And sometimes you got to do something different in order to do that. So that's it for the scoop on this Mercury retrograde. If you would like help navigating these energies in real time, I'm available for one-on-one support, or you can also head on over to our brand new heart-centered conscious community, Soultivation, where I have a weekly segment, Q&A, and I'm in there pretty much on the daily, interacting with different posts and the members of that lovely community. Check out the top link in my bio, and I'll see ya in the new paradigm.